Aji Nagaland'S Science and Technology Department pra state level National Science Day manai gina sobse poila Science and Technology Award ceremony luishe. Capital Convention Center Kohima pra guest of honor Nagaland Chief Secretary Senti Yangaryamjin pai tu homoide scientific temper or development kan research pra Korea encourage kritishi. Himato Jimbomi pa tailaga keynote address de Nagaland ge age aro self reliant panabule science or technology lagya laga khota krishe. Jimbomi pa state innovation ecosystem bi bahal banai gina jawan kan ke taikan laga career banabule support dibole bi kushe. Program homoy outstanding individuals or institutions kan kun science or technology de dongor contribution dishi taikan ke honor krishe.
Of science and technology. If you look at our state here, we have over 70,000 unemployed youths. 70,000. We have hundreds of graduates every year from Nagaland. If you look at the statistics and find out who they are, 90% are arts students. Now there is a correlation. I can guarantee you that every single person who graduates from a science stream will never be unemployed in the decades to come. I can guarantee you this. Parents who are here, including my own self, take a commitment to make sure that your children, your wards, my children, my wards, will take on science. In the school, and definitely in college and the postgraduate thereafter too. It's very important for us to understand this, that science has to be the fundamental basis of Naga society. Yes, it's very good. Nagas love to sing and we love to dance and we have a very strong culture. But that can only take us that far. The identity can only take us that far. For your base, for your mode of production, for our mode of production, for Nagaland's foundation, we need science graduates, whether engineers, doctors, technicians, whatever it may be. I can give you in writing, if you young children get through the science stream, you will never be unemployed. Whereas, I don't want to disparage against art students because I too am an art student. But if you go for arts, yes, I'm not saying that you'll be unemployed, but it's just 1% of you might make it in some competitive exams or the other. Whereas the 99% of the art students are going to have a lifestyle which is below that of a plumber or an electrician, somebody who's even uneducated, just class 10 plus. So keep your options very, very clear. See where we are headed to. And our state is going to take that direction. And this needs a concerted effort. Parents and young children and students and teachers, every single one, to direct our entire energy towards the science stream. There is absolutely no way out. Today, China, as you know, is leading us in science and technology. That's because they've invested in science and technology. I remember 2 years back, Beijing University, prestigious university in China, there was not a single taker for history in the undergraduate course. Can you believe it? In 1.4 billion people, not a single taker of history in Beijing University. Whereas our universities are flooded with arts students. Where are you headed? You are headed towards unemployment. We're headed towards unemployment, a disaster, unusable, unemployable, unskillable. Complete change of direction is what our state requires. And this very foundation, that's why you will realize right now why this first ever State and Technology Awards have been instituted. This is to encourage every single person here, those who are present here through the media fraternity, to every corner of our state, that we shall not lag behind anybody, that we shall put our best foot forward, that those who work here will be scientifically and technologically capable. Those we send out from our state for employment will also be shining in the field of science and technology, not in physical menial jobs. And I think you know what it means. I'll not get into that. America and China are leading economies of the world. We are in the 4th place or 5th place, and we want to get into a 5 trillion economy. We want to be developed by 2047, Viksit Bharat. Fantastic. But the government of India realizes that unless our science and technology is in the front, we're not going to get out there. And I'm so happy that this year's theme is Women in Science. And I see across this table here, across this hall here, I would say 80% are women. It's just absolutely wonderful. As father to daughters, I'm completely encouraged. And I'll also be taking back this message, in fact, to my own house, to my own home. Now, science and technology is very much related to Viksit Bharat, which I was just trying to mention. Developed countries like America, and I would say even China, they're spending 2 to 4% of GDP into research and development. Whereas India is spending less than 1%. Now, where does that take us? It's a big food for thought. And what about Nagaland? Guess what? This is the first time we're having a research and development award. I mean, we are way behind other states, but it's never too late, because luckily, technology, with technology, you can take a quantum leapfrog. You can take a quantum leapfrog. So with a small step, I do believe that our state will also take concrete steps, with your help, with young minds who are here, concrete steps into Viksit Bharat, particularly women, in catalyzing our state towards being equal partners with the rest of India. So, once again, I'm delighted to be here. Want to wish all of you the very best. I appreciate all of you who have come here. Most of all, though we have not announced the awards as yet, but I publicly, but I take this opportunity to congratulate all the awardees. Guess what? I wish I was also awarded when I was young like you, but I missed the bus. But I have this great honor, and I'm completely humbled to be able to present the awards which shall follow here right after my speech. Thank you very much. May God bless all of you. Thank you.
I was from the notice page among the students. And I failed 3 times NPU. That was an advantage for me. 3 times I changed 3 colleges. That means in the 3 colleges, all the syllabus I was learning all the syllabus, like all the disciplines. I mean, the most I had was mathematics. but I had to take mathematics in science college. I purposely failed because I don't like mathematics, and I was not given physics. So I purposely failed and I went to Shillong, and so many, as I've told you, I have taken geography also, geology also, mathematics also. Top of that, in my service again, during my service, I have ventured in different fields. I started the herbarium curator. I took up interest in taxonomy. Then I switched over to the Regional Sophisticated Instrumentation Center, sponsored by Department of Science and Technology, attached with the NIHU. I was serving in instrumentation because I was having a hobby electronics, and instrumentation, I was having the hobby. So I joined her and I ventured there also. Then again, I went on deputation at Chibipan Institute of Himalayan Environment and Development. There I ventured in the mountain farming system and hill farming system, and throughout the mountain range of the Himalayan. I studied there for that was not study, sorry, that was young scientist internship. So while doing that, I experienced and I loved doing works in mountain system. Then I came back to the School of Agriculture Sciences and Technology. There again, I involved, because I belong to a botanist, but I joined agriculture. Why? Because I started loving hill farming system, and I thought that I will have a better opportunity to serve in the agriculture. Where my discipline is from botany, I got in the put post. Well, I applied for the put post, put doctor, and put department. I was selected, and I ventured in agriculture. So it was so interesting. Agriculture, I would like to share with you is that, see, farming system, we have so many highly advanced farming system we are practicing by Nagas. I ventured so many Southeast Asia, up to Philippines, to China, and all those things. Then the most elaborate farming system, especially chum cultivation, is practiced by Nagas. But it is not documented properly. Now I have documented some of this, and I'm writing a book on that now. So, as I've told you, in the mountain farming system, I have been going through the literature and all those things. But chumming farming system, the most elaborate and the most perfectly, scientifically and directly. It is practiced in Nagaland. Example, to mountain farming system, alder-based farming system. One of the most perfected farming system we are practicing. Similarly, Zabul system also, and the chum cultivation, and then terrace cultivation. And we are so innovative, Nagas are innovative. We are achieving that now. We were sleeping, it's a very bad word, but we were sleeping for some time. As our secretary has said, we were rushing towards the political science and history and art subject only. So we have the potential for the science. Now I think we all are getting aware that Nagas are awakening. We are coming to venture towards science. So please, and top of that I would like to share is that the richest biodiversity we have. I have done several work in biodiversity. As per the given unit area, Nagaland is a very small area, but the richest biodiversity we have. And so many documents has been recorded, new invention, everything is going on now. So to the youngsters, I wish that you take up science, and first you try to study natural natural resources which we have in our state. We have to try to starting documenting with that and venture for the wider perspective. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank God for giving me a wonderful husband, and he was the one who has guided me all the way through, and that is how I could accomplish many things which I thought I could not do, but I could get it done. So I thank my husband, my family members, my children, my in-laws who has been so much with me, and they push me forward. They never stopped me from anything, and that's how I could do things which I thought could never be done, and so they were my backbones. And of course, I want to thank the Department of Science and Technology, because it is science and technology. I want to tell everybody that how I came to start my first research work was from the Department of Science and Technology. I got fund from the Department of Science and Technology. I started a lab where equipment was developed by my father, and I started a diagnostic lab. And so, you know, when I was doing the diagnosis, I found there were a lot of cancer cases in our state, and that worried me, and that gave me the thing to do something. I must find out what's happened. So I wanted to know what was the trend, what was the reason, what type of cancer is dominant in our state, and why it is. So I really wanted to do. Now, to do something, you need fund. You cannot just go and do the data analysis. So then I approached my department. I approached everybody. I approached everywhere. I could knock the door everywhere, okay, but I did not know what to do. Then finally I asked the Department of Science and Technology, and they were so kind enough. They were so happy to give me fund to start this, to understand the trends, I started the data analysis, and with 2 manpower, that was one data entry operator, and I had one social worker who could go, and then with very meager pay was given to them, but they were very happy, and we could do. And during those days, we had no computers, we had nothing, so I had to buy a computer to entry all my data, you know, and that is how my career started. Doing research was, I started collecting cancer data, male, females. Then I wanted to know what was the most common cancer in our state. You know, just having that interest to know, inquiry, trying to find out what was, that is the beginning, you know. That's so everybody has to do that way, and that's where I presented my data to WHO. That was when WHO came to Sikkim, I rushed with this data and I went, and that's how I got a project, you know. On my own I went, and that is how I got it, and from there, slowly I did the atlas, the mapping, and then I came to the population, and then I could even give chance to others also to start doing their work. That was just my story, and that's how I started. And my one of the biggest achievement is on paragonomiasis, because paragonomiasis was one disease where a small child had come to me when she was very young. The father had taken her all over the country for diagnosis, okay, and they could not diagnose. Every time, everywhere they go, they were given TB drug. It was mimicking like tuberculosis, and the child was given anti-tubercular drug unnecessarily for so long. But what happened was that when the father got so fed up, actually, you know, it was the father who also initiated me to do research. He came and he brought the child's sputum, okay, to me, and he brought and said, "Doctor, please see what is here. I'm so fed up of going all over, and it is not TB, I think. Oh, you please search in your microscope." You know, that is how it started, and I started working on paragonomiasis. And you know, really, he was the one who initiated me. There were so many eggs of this Paragonomase egg, which was under the microscope, and the child was coughing with blood stains, sputum, which was looking so much like tuberculosis. So that was the beginning of my work, how I got interested in research. So I would like to end here. Sorry I took too long, but I became so emotional, and I feel I also filed a patent for this kit we have developed, and Sir was also there when I first launched the ELISA test kit.
Respected dignitaries, honored guests, and dear students and friends, I am deeply humbled and grateful to the Government of Nagaland, Directorate of Science and Technology and Nagaland Science Mission for bestowing upon me the Young Scientist Award in Science and Technology. I sincerely thank the selection committee for recognizing my work and encouraging young scientists like me to continue pursuing science for societal good. I remember my fascination with science, which started the day I observed my mother boiling water in a cooking pot. The heat transfer, the phases of heating and evaporation struck the curiosity to understand every phenomenon, and I was convinced that if science could explain everything around us, it surely holds the power to change the world we live in. So my journey with science started with my discipline in agriculture engineering, which I have pursued from Nagaland University, and it has went on to my PhD degree, which I have completed from IIT Delhi previous year. So science and technology today, as I have seen that a lot of students are gathered here, I just want to share a word of motivation, which I have experienced throughout the years in my pursuit. Science and technology offers immense opportunities for regions like Nagaland with our rich natural resources, traditional knowledge, and resilient communities. We have the potential to develop locally relevant innovations, whether in renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, climate solutions, healthcare, or grassroots technologies. Research has so much to offer for our community, and we definitely have the power to create the future that we want to build with science and technology in our hands. With the new era driven by AI in information systems, the youths have the power to tap in all of these resources and integrate the best practices for our brighter and future of Nagaland. And on this occasion, I would like to encourage that we continue strengthening collaborations between academia, government, and local communities, and invest in research infrastructure, scientific network building, training and capacity building. Alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. And the essential quality that I have noticed in a lot of researchers is the power of resilience. There are many obstacles that we will face along the way. A lot of times we may not even be able to explain it to our parents, but the resilience that we hold inside will lead us to obtain results which may even transform society, and that is the best thing about pursuing science and technology. Lastly, I dedicate this honor to my mentors, collaborators, my loving family, and the community who have inspired my work. A special shout out to my mother, who has always allowed me the space to make mistakes and grow. Without her, I would not be standing here today. I remain in awe of the women who have come before me and inspired me to walk this path. We need more women in science and tech to drive meaningful research that impacts society. Thank you.
Once again, a hearty congratulations to all the...
I sincerely thank the Department of Nagaland. I sincerely thank the Department of Science and Technology, Government of Nagaland, and the Nagaland Science Mission for this recognition. Today's theme, Women in Science Catalyzing Viksit Bharat, reminds us that women are not just participants in science, we are contributors, innovators, and leaders. This award is not only a personal achievement, it represents the encouragement given to every girl who dares to dream beyond limitations. I dedicate this honor to my parents and teachers, whose guidance and belief in me have been my greatest strength. Their support has taught me that gender should never define one's potential. Science has the power to transform lives and communities. As a young girl growing up in Nagaland, I believe that education and scientific thinking can help solve the challenges around us. Whether in health, environment, or technology, I promise to continue learning, exploring, and working hard so that I may contribute meaningfully to society. To all the girls present here today, believe in yourself, your ideas matter, your curiosity matters, and your dreams matter. Thank you once again for this great honor.